Hey there, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to the channel. Hi, how are you doing? Right, this one's for my ladies, or any men who want to listen. It can be for you too, but actually watch. I'm curious what your thoughts are. But this one's for the ladies because I'm a lady, and the experience is different, obviously. And what I've noticed, it's just something I've noticed, maybe I'm biased in my perception from being a woman, but it tends to be that we have been conditioned, first of all, to have incredibly low self-worth. I think that's conditioning. Maybe it's the same for men, I just don't know. And also within this conditioning is like this, and almost like an act of survival in the patriarchy, which is like, bow to your man, bend to the master. Literally. It's like, it's, I don't know, maybe it's a survival mechanism or just the way that, that we need to get by. And it's sort of like how to serve. And now I'll bring it into context and from my own experience and like, talking to my friends and seeing them, is we have this tendency when we're dating or meeting a man where our focus is on, do they like me? What can I do? Maybe if I do this, they'll like me more. How could I get them? Da, 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 da. And we never think about, well, I'll speak for myself. I can't say we, but I do see a trend here. Do I like them? And this comes from the low self-worth of like, I somehow need this person to feel assured or safe or accepted or liked or loved. But now, what got me thinking about this is because, so I'm seeing somebody and spent a few days with him in a week, and a need of his came up and he shared it. And it was, shall I go into specifics? Like, generally speaking, it was that he was feeling a slight financial or imbalance. And now we're in extremely different financial situations. Let me make that clear. And for him, what he asked for, and it's perfectly valid, is a gesture from my side. And what the gesture will do is give him a sense of acknowledgement. Now, totally valid. Don't argue with that. That's fair enough. You've got a need. You've asked for it. Now I choose if I meet it or not. For me, it's all okay. If a small gesture I can make makes them feel more appreciated and acknowledged in all that they give in that way, happy to do it. Now, it also triggered inadequacy in me. Now, it wasn't so much, I think he thinks I'm inadequate. It was, I felt inadequate that I hadn't thought of meeting that need myself without having to be asked. I was like a bit like, oh, I wish I hadn't had to be asked that. But the inadequacy was more what it reflected, because I then felt financial imbalance. And then I felt inadequate, that we're not matched there. And really I feel inadequate because I'm not where I thought I was going to be at this age at all. I didn't really think about it, but I didn't think I'd be here. Tell you that for free. Fucking hell, I'm surprised. Anyway, patience. It's in the pipeline. But it really made me feel inadequate with my own inadequacies, my own self-judgment of my expectation of where I should be now and where I'm not. It like touched on that in me. And I was processing it, and I still somewhat I am, because it's actually brought a lot up. Now I was talking to my girlfriend about it yesterday, and I think partly, although, and this isn't about this specific, I think asking someone for a gesture because that helps you feel acknowledged and seen is very valid. But we were then sort of taking the conversation a bit further and sort of our desires or our wishes of how we want to be treated in relationship. And, you know, we both kind of decided, like, well, it would be quite nice, wouldn't it, to be like totally taken care of by a man, financially. Now, ooh, taboo, ooh, don't say that. Ooh. Now, respond to that however you wish. This is such a personal thing. Everyone gets to choose for themselves. And, you know, in this conversation, I was saying, you know, like, okay, so it's not that I don't bring anything to the table, you know? Okay, so the man takes care of financial matters, and then, you know, you could be like, oh, but what do you do in exchange? It's like, I was like, in the conversation yesterday, I was like, I bring me? Like me? My energy? And that's juicy shit, man. In my opinion. I help. So the way that I support the dynamic and that other person is intangible. Not completely, you know? But, you know, there's many, many things that I can do totally within that space that isn't financial. Many, many. And very happy to do it as well, by the way, like I am. I really don't mind. And there's the intangible stuff. There's the energy, there's the love, there's the support, there's the care, there's the nurturing, you know? Oh my goodness, do we women bring a lot to the table that's intangible. Now, for me, it's a fair exchange. But when I was talking to my friend about it, I was like ashamed to say that. I was like, is that enough? Am I, you know? And this is what it triggered in me, this conversation. And it's my own personal stuff that I'm moving through, that I felt like, oh, not enough. Oh, not enough. You know, and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, wait a minute. You know, I start counting my chickens of what I offer and what I bring. And I felt ashamed to say that out loud to my friend. I was like, can I say that? You know, and we were in a bit of a fog about it yesterday because it's like, well, we want that. We feel personally, and it doesn't have to be for everyone. Does not. Everyone gets to choose. But we were kind of on the same page, like, wouldn't mind it. But why do we feel so bad about admitting that desire? And why does it like, and, you know, in this conversation, I felt a bit like, oh, I feel now unacknowledged by all the ways that I'm contributing. I don't know if this is just tit for tat, and it's very possible because I can be petty. Working on it. This is a huge, okay, and then, so in this conversation, my friend went on to say, like, as women, when we are really taken care of and we feel really safe, oh my goodness, do we juju a man? And she's had experience in relationships and she's just heard this and I'm passing it on. Wonder if it resonates with you, but it does with me. Is that, you know, if a man's treating his woman right, she will juju him to whatever success in whatever field or whatever he's doing. It pumps him up. We share our beautiful life force energy. They do too. It's not, okay, whatever. And I really, really want men to acknowledge way more what the women bring into their life. Like, if you could even know, it's intangible, okay? You need a little bit of sensitivity towards it. And we women are so, speaking generally, are so undervalued for what we bring. I don't even know if we remember it all the time. Count your chickens, remember all the things you do, you know? And I just want to mainly remind myself and then my friend and then any of you who you feel like you want this reminder. Do not undervalue yourself. Do not forget your worth and your contribution. And it's, so valuable and sacred and beautiful and should, will, must be acknowledged. Okay? Enough of this shit, man. This me as a lady talking from a lady perspective with my current understanding. All right? Feel free to share your thoughts. Is there anything I'm not seeing? Is there anything you'd like to add? You know, let's talk about it. My goodness, come on, ladies. We're enough. And men, you know, it's not like we're, you know, because I can see how this can be like quite easily perceived as like arrogant or self-inflation. Is that a word? Self-aggrandizement. But I'm speaking from a place where I really know my worth and what I offer. And my goodness, is it somewhat intangible. I mean, it depends who you are and how sensitive you are. But my God, I know it. And this thing about like, oh, you know, it's like sort of modern, at least in the West, like, oh, no, women, I'm still going to make my own money. Like, I want to put this in the space too. It's not like I want to find a man and then that's it, I never work again or whatever. No. Anything can end. I ain't being like left out in the lurch, you know? That's another thing we got to do. Backup plan. Absolutely. And it's also going to make me feel really proud and happy and successful within myself. I want to do that for myself, irregardless. But when I was talking to my friend about it, it's like, is that unfair? Are we being unfair? Are we asking for too much? You know, la 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 la. Anyway, I wake up this morning and I'm like, no. Because if I find a man, this is it. If we can find men that want to provide in all the ways that we want to be provided for, want to, willingly, yes, please, let me do this for you because I appreciate all the things you do for me. They know, they see, they acknowledge your worth, you know, like as much and as deeply as we do. That's why we've got to do it. Make sure you know your worth. Totally. You're incredible. A lot to offer. Know it, get to know it, hold it, honor it, share it with those that can see. And this is the thing, it's like, okay, asking for a man, to support you financially. Yeah, there's men out there that want to do that. There's men out there that want to do that. That's what I'm talking about. So ladies, we have fucking got this. And men, hey, thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Male perspective would be very cool to have in this conversation. Really, thank you. All right, guys, have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful life. See you in the next video. We got it.